We have been manufacturing cosmetic products for 20 years, and we are part of a large production association in Arkhangelsk. It was planned to start producing the cream in a smaller tube in 5 months, in order to conduct an advertising campaign in the shortest possible time. As a leading pre-production technologist, I was tasked with finding equipment that would ensure the production of aluminum tubes of the required volume, with the possibility of increasing the machine's capacity. The main criteria of my search were automated dosage of ointment, in which a plastic consistency is dispensed into individual containers. Overall dimensions of the equipment should not exceed 4 cubic meters. The machine was planned to be placed in the assembly shop, where now there is a permanent stationary equipment, which operates at full capacity. If the ointment becomes popular with customers, we wanted to organize a separate area for the equipment, and increase the number of tubes produced with our product. An important condition was to ensure a capacity of not less than 120 tubes per hour, with the possibility of increasing it later. To produce ointment we planned to use aluminum tubes weighing 75 grams. As a technologist, I understand that at all stages of production, it is important to comply with the requirements for medicinal products: moisture level, hardness and viscosity parameters of the cream. I approached the question of choosing a machine for filling tubes with joint ointment with the utmost seriousness. I began the difficult task with the most popular method, a search on the internet. On the recommendation of my colleagues, the first thing I did was to look for European manufacturers. By myself I chose 2 companies, one in Italy and one in the Netherlands. After sending a request to their email, 3 days later I received a reply from the Italian company, which said that they could not deliver equipment due to the suspension of its production. The company from the Netherlands wrote in the email that they do not work with CIS countries. The first step did not turn out to be a good one for me. I understood that there are no hopeless situations, so I continued looking for a solution. I found similar equipment for filling tubes from 3 Chinese manufacturers. I contacted them by telephone. Managers of my chosen companies didn't answer me. Would their machine be able to fill and seal tubes with 120 tubes per hour? Would aluminum tubes be compatible with equipment elements? When would I get the ready machine? To all of these questions I heard the phrase, "We'll do it." One company started talking to me in Chinese, and I ended the conversation. In the end I came to the conclusion that I would not be able to choose equipment for filling tubes on my own, and decided to turn to a specialist. I needed a professional who would give complete information about the machine, its capabilities, to test on the equipment tube with our ointment, talk about the terms of delivery. It was originally decided not to consider Chinese intermediaries, since Chinese manufacturers often have their own direct representatives. I did not want to go through this stage all over again, so I decided to turn to Russian intermediaries for help. I made the choice of a specialist, based on the following criteria: long period of work in the market of pharmaceutical equipment sales, positive customer feedback, the availability of information on the company's website, and convenient terms of delivery of the machine. According to these parameters, I selected 4 companies. Having sent all my requests via email, I still have not received a response from 2 of them. One company from Samara warned me that they do not have their own adjuster, and that all installation work must be done by myself. This option did not suit me. Only one manager from Moscow was able to quickly give me competent and constructive answers to my questions. I also liked the business-like approach of this specialist. The manager of this company was polite, asked a lot of clarifying questions about the characteristics of the ointment, the required capacity of the equipment, what types of dosage are necessary. After preliminary consultation over the phone, the specialist suggested an automatic machine for filling and sealing aluminum tubes. I have agreed on this option with the management of our company, and we have signed a contract for the supply of the automatic machine for filling and sealing aluminum tubes. During the whole manufacturing period, I received an email report about the readiness of my order. When the tube filling machine was made, the manager sent me a video of the machine in action, where I could see the aluminum cup delivery tray and the turntable with 12 holes. The machine was delivered in the time specified in the contract. Within 2 weeks of receiving the equipment, we were able to install it, set it up, and train the worker. The machine worked perfectly. Beakers for the future ointment were installed with a special device in the cell of the round table. Installed cup underwent the process of dosing and sealing. The equipment is made of stainless steel. All processes are automated. The free edge of the tube is pressed with special metal clamps. The edge of the tube is sealed perfectly. During a shift we got to produce 1050 tubes. This is even more than we expected. Finished tubes are sent on a metal tray to the place of collection. I was pleased with the aluminum tube dispensing equipment supplied. I probably would not have gotten such an excellent result in such a short time if I had gone the route of selecting the equipment myself. Experience has shown that the decision to seek professional help was the right one. It is better to devote time to your classes and your main occupation than to try to solve an uncharacteristic task yourself, so as not to completely fail the task.